5 pounds on it. Feels like it'll just give away. But the more I walk on it, then it limbers up. If I can just get it going, it's like them old engines. You got to. But considering I'm only a little over 2 weeks out, you can sit down for now. We're not going to use it. Only a little over 2 weeks out. I'm doing great. You know, I've still got a couple more weeks of rehab. The cane is to keep anybody from getting close to me. Somebody got close the other day. I whacked him and it broke it in half right there. But we are proud that you're here. I am. Tegan is off to some schools, learning some more stuff about horses, and we're going to be excited about what she's teaching us. And it's always one of those good things when Tegan and I get out of the way, we get the opportunity to have some really, really good trainers come in. And most all of them are really, really good friends. And this is one of them. Mrs. Bolo Hunt with Real Time Horsemanship. Bolo, I've already heard.
Make me feel good.
I've already heard that, you mean horses are just supposed to stand still by themselves? Because they haven't seen one of those yet.
Well, it all depends.
But Bolo's got a great demonstration. If you have any kind of a question about how do you make a horse do something, raise your hand. We're going to bring you a microphone, and Bolo is going to show you how it should happen. And that takes a lot of guts when you don't know what the question is going to be. But a horse that's trained will do anything you ask him, pretty much. If it's not out of the ordinary, they'll just.
Well, we don't do too many tricks.
Oh,
just
yeah,
basic horsemanship.
I understand. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I always said I never could work cows with a horse doing tricks. But anyhow, once again, welcome Bolo Hunt. I'm going to sit down.
How you doing? Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I love it. I love it. Today I really want to hear from you guys. First off, this is Skipper. This is my 5th or 6th time with you. I've known Skipper for 13 years. I started adding them up.
Really?
A long time. We've done a lot of mounted shooting demonstrations with him. I've been at fairgrounds and various places. And I'm thrilled to be here, and thank you very much, Skipper. Thank you very much, Kathy. Thank you very much, the crew, the camera guy. I love you guys. Thank you very much for having me. We really appreciate it. And thank you guys for maybe putting up with me for about an hour today. We appreciate it. So give these guys a hand, if you would, Skipper and these guys. These guys make it happen, and I do appreciate it. We're going to have you guys ask a lot of questions, or hopefully ask a lot of questions today. I'm not going to just come up here and do fancy this and fancy that. Today, I'd really like to talk about, and the theme today is trust, and I'm going to focus in on that here shortly. But I just want to answer a lot of questions. You know, instead of me just sitting here talking for an hour, I would like some input from you guys. So I know we're going to have a lot of online viewers, and for you guys online, where's the camera guy? Right here. Hey, guys online, line up your questions, send them in, and I think Kathy will be filtering those questions, and she'll pick and choose what questions she wants to ask me, and like Kathy just asked me, and I'll respond to that. If we can get whoever online, get their name and maybe where they're from, that would be great. I'd love to hear from you guys. And so we want to just answer a bunch of questions about horse training. Again, as advertised, that's my thing. But if you have any questions about the horse, me, my tack, what I'm going to have for lunch today, I'll let you know. And so any questions you got, I'll do my best to answer those questions. And that's kind of what I do most and best. As a trainer, I really, if you took an hour of time, I spend about 60% of the time working with the human and about 40% of the time working with the horse. Working with the horse, for me, it comes relatively easy. It's getting the human to understand what they need to do to fix a problem or to get a horse to do something. That is the hard part. For me, that is the hard part, is to get the human to understand that. Because we have a lot of preconceptions, misconceptions about horses, and we think in terms of human, we don't think in terms of horse, and it's hard for a person to do that, and you really got to think in terms of horse. So, you got a question? Skipper, and you can jump in anytime you want, Skipper. Oh, somebody. If you have a question, just raise your hand. She'll come to you. I'll stop whatever I'm doing. I will stop and answer your question. I promise.
So I have
A mare? I'm sorry.
okay. I have a mare, so
I'm sorry.
disclaimer there.
I'm really sorry.
And she is a routine baby. Like, she's great on routine. If we're doing the same thing every single time, she'll be golden.
Mm-hmm.
But when I try to get her off routine and go the opposite way down the street that she doesn't want to go, or somewhere she doesn't want to go, she will plant her feet, and it is a fight. And I don't want to have to fight her, but...
Oh, no, I got you. I can sympathize with you so well because you guys know me. I have a mare also. One was enough. She is an alpha mare, which means she wants to be boss all the time. Just saying. So, routines. You can use routines to your advantage. You can use routines. Horses anticipate very much. Okay, they anticipate all kind of things. You never know what might be going on. What? Everything right? Huh? What is going on? I'm trying to answer the lady's question. What is going on? What? Hey, excuse me. I didn't know Dinosaur World had a thing going today. Excuse me. Out. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, that was scheduled, and that's my assistant, Lori Zanoni, in that outfit. If you give her a hand for coming up and being hot in that outfit. So, and Randy Duffy back here too, by the way, helped me out there. He's one of my helpers too. I give him we might talk about him here in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna answer that question. I'm gonna come back to this. Horses, they anticipate very well. They like routines. And so you can use that routine to your advantage. So if I'm trying to get a horse to do something, I might get that routine going just so they know what's coming, they get used to it. Okay. However, once they know it, they want to break that routine. So I always want to surprise my horse. I never want them to know what I'm going to do next. It's a brain game. And so, because again, horses can anticipate like crazy. They can read you, they can anticipate. Horses are way smarter than people give them credit for. They know what's coming. So if you keep a little routine, they see what's coming. So the idea is no matter what you do, break the routine. Okay, training, you can use it for training for your advantage, but after that, break the routine. I tell barrel racers all the time, because all they do is go up, barrel, run, barrel, and the horses get this, they get kind of blown up, as they say. Take them out trail riding. Break that routine a little bit, you'll have a much better horse. So whatever the horse decides to do, try to do the opposite. So if the horse decides to turn left, turn right. And don't allow the horse to dictate or get into the routine, because they will. They're very good at it. So break the routine. Even feed them. Feed them at different times. So just break the routine, and that'll be better for your horse. Okay. All right. Okay. Any other questions right now, real quick, before I talk about this? I want to introduce. I hadn't introduced myself. You did. My name is Bolo Hunt. How many of you guys have seen me before? Well, thank you, guys. I love you guys. Thank you. And I appreciate it. A little bit about me. Started riding when I was 6 years old. My uncle had a ranch, put me on Shetland ponies. And for those of you who think about getting a Shetland pony, don't. And then I had a little bit of a career, did this, that, and the other, rode horses, but I began training about, going on 25 years now of training professionally. I love it, I love it, I love it. I started off, I liked the reining. That was one of my favorite things to start off. And then about 12, 13 years ago, I got into mounted shooting. And that just kind of turned my world around. I really loved, instead of the horse, he's got his job, but I got a job. He's got to get me there, and now I got to hit the target. So it gave me something to do. I like that. So I did mounted shooting for a long time. And now I'm still training, still go out and shoot, but and training is what I do right now. So let me tell you about this horse. And this is Doc. He is 18 years old. I got him when he was 5 years old. He's 18 now. And he didn't know. He said, I'm 18. He didn't realize the drinking age in Florida is 21. He went, he's 18. This horse, he was actually in his really young days a barrel racer. And I acquired him. Started out reining, but he's done a lot of things. We've done reining and cow work is what we really like. That's what he's bred for, is cow work. Got into mounted shooting, and it was 2015 actually. He earned me a national champion for rifle for mounted shooting. This horse right here, dude, he's pretty good. What? And so, and then he's always good for my demonstrations. We tried a little roping, but I ended up roping myself and the horse and everything except what I was supposed to be roping, so it didn't work out. So, and then let's see what else. I mean, just almost anything you can imagine. Of recent, if you've been following me, we've been involved in a couple of films, and he's been featured in a couple of those. One is already out. It's called The Hanging of William Cain. You can look that up. It's a short film. And then there's another one called The Gunfighter's Deal. And that's coming out actually on November 4th. And this horse, among other horses I own, I furnished the horses for that film. Among other people, Mayfield Randy was involved with that, with his horses, and we helped out in that film. It's called Gunfighter's Deal, and this horse was featured, and that horse is one of the prominent horses that was out there. So, what they needed was a horse, and that's why I've kind of done what I've done. I park him, and he stands still, even when dinosaurs walk up, because when things go on around you, when I tell a horse to do something, I like him just to continue doing that thing. And so when you're in, especially in the movie stuff, things are going on around you all the time. And people are shooting and whatever. And so, now there's the first time he looked at us. What are you looking at? Oh, find a girlfriend? Okay, I got you. So they need like actors, they need to find a spot. You stand on that spot for the camera. And park him on that spot. He needs to stay there until the actors finish doing what they're going to do around him, and then that's it. I mean, it's as simple as that. When Randy and I did, when the director says do a walk through here in front of the camera, the horse has to respond right now, go right there, and not let anything affect him. So you want a horse that can do that. And anyway. So this is kind of the history of this horse here, Mr. Doc. All right. So all right, I'm gonna cut this out just a little bit. I'm gonna go back. Do we have any questions anywhere right now? How about
not on Facebook yet?
Not on Facebook yet?
Yeah.
All right, Facebook, you're going to upset me. Skip, yes, turn Skipper on.
That's okay. I turned myself off. One of the things that today's message is about is trust.
Yep.
And when I was talking to Bolo earlier this week, I said, there's been times when my horses trusted me more than I trusted God. And that's something to think about. As trainers, we understand that because horses can be so trusting. But my question, I think, for a lot of the audience would be, what is the first thing you do to start gaining trust?
There are actually three things, and it's kind of my mantra. There are three things. Training a horse is one thing. The method you use to train a horse. How do I get a horse to side pass? How do I get a horse to stop? How do I get a horse to do X, Y, Z? That's all good. There's a method for that. But before we get to that technically training part, you have to develop a relationship with the horse. I've done many, I used to work with the rescues quite a bit, do the Mustangs. They can be very difficult. But no matter what, you train, every horse is the same. The first thing you need is to get that relationship with the horse. Because a horse that's scared of you, or a horse that's dominant, wants to run over you, there's no sense in trying to train them. You get that relationship first, then work on training. 3 things I'm looking for. Number 1, respect. Number 1, respect. And that's number 1 because that keeps me safe. Because I can't have a horse trying to kick me, bite me, knock me down, run over me, whatever, all these nasty things. I can't have that. So I have to have that respect from the horse not to hurt me. So in order for me to train you and feed you tomorrow, I got to survive today. All right? So I want that respect, number one, that keeps me safe, keeps everybody safe. Let's start there, respect. This goes for any relationship, by the way, not just with horses, but among us. It starts with respect. Number 2, focus. Just a while ago, matter of fact, you saw him look over that way, and I kind of corrected him a little bit. I want a horse to pay attention to me, because if he's not paying attention to me, again, he can't see my cues, what I want him to do. If he does get spooked somehow, he don't know where I am, he might run over me. So I need that focus. Pay attention to me, so respect and focus. Now, the third thing, trust. I can get respect from a horse pretty quick. I can get that focus pretty quick. See, right there, I lost his focus. He's looking at something over here. I can get that pretty quick. Trust, I can't make a horse trust me. I can't say, you're going to trust me and I'm going to beat you to death till you start trusting me, okay? You can't do that. You can't. I can't force a horse to do that. That is the one thing I have to earn. I have to earn that trust. Trust isn't just given. And I don't ever suggest, you never see me get on a strange horse I don't know unless they prove to me I can trust them to some degree. I didn't sign up to be a rodeo rider, all right? So there has to be a certain amount of trust there. Now, how do I get that trust? This comes to the person, the human. Number 1, patience. If you don't have patience, you're in the wrong business when you're working with animals, horses, even with people. Patience is paramount. Patience, patience, patience. Number 2, consistency. The rules today are the rules tomorrow. If you keep changing things up with the horse, now I know this may seem confusing, but it's about changing things. Back to you again. I always like to say, always change, excuse me, always change what you do, but be very consistent on the way you do it. So I'll change what I want this horse to do, this, that, but then I'm going to be very consistent on how I ask him to do it. That consistency, back to the horse knows what to expect out of that routine, that consistency, so the horse knows what I'm talking about. Every single time, so the horse is not guessing. And that makes a horse nervous when they have to guess. All right? 2 more things on the human side, timing and feel. And that's another day, another story. You need timing and feel. When do I need to put a little pressure on? When do I need to take, if I want to put pressure on, a little pressure to move a horse, take it off. When to do that? Okay? Pressure comes in various ways. I got a stick. The only thing I bought it for was the dinosaur, pretty much. I just want to move I just want to look at my horse. Would you please move your butt? Oh, that's good enough right there. So I want to put pressure on the horse, okay, to move them. But you've got to start easy, okay? Again, patience and consistency. That timing and feel, I will start very easy and then slowly increase pressure until I get what I want. Now, he knows what I want for the most part. Let's get you back. Let's get you back fixed, buddy. I know you get a real pretty butt, but let's turn it right about there. Perfect. So those are the things that, and again, trust goes back to that relationship. And you have to have that relationship before you can really make any progress in the training aspect of it. So, okay, any more questions real quick? Back to you.
I kind of like the illustration of the 3 main things with relationship, focus, and trust. Isn't that what God wants from us? Kind of in that order. You got to have a relationship. You got to be focused on Him to have the relationship. And that's where we start gaining real trust. One quick question, Bolo, is I've seen a lot of people that have really, really gentle horses.
Mm-hmm.
And what I used to say is the only thing that horse trusts about you is that you won't hurt them. They're not obedient at all. They know you're not going to hurt them. And of course, I always said that if you believe there's no discipline, then you don't believe in real natural horsemanship, because one horse will bite another one.
Well, that's funny you say that. How many people have heard this term, natural horsemanship?
Yeah.
Everybody, right? That's a story by itself. It's like when you go to the grocery store and, oh, it has natural ingredients. I want that, right? Well, let me tell you something. The things that a human, for us to get a horse to do the things we want, is the most unnatural thing the horse has ever seen. It is unnatural. I call it unnatural horsemanship. What's natural is that horse to go, hell with you, I'm gonna run away. That's natural. Okay. Prey animal. In the wild, the BLM Mustangs, that's the prime example. Prey animal, they are prey animals, like deer. We, as humans, are predators. We chase things. We're like the lion, and we chase things. That's a natural thing in this world. We're a predator, coming to get you. Prey animal. So, like the lion coming to eat him, that nature says, lion, I'm out of here, see ya. Okay? That's the natural thing about it. And to get a horse to allow a predator to climb on their back and get them to do all these things that would get them to do is nothing short of amazing, in my opinion, which is why, all the way back to trust. So since we're natural adversaries, just to start off, natural adversaries. So we have to overcome that, and that's where that trust comes in. We have to build that trust. So they say, okay, you're not going to eat me, you're not going to hurt me, you're not going to do anything bad to me, okay. All right. I used to work with a lot of rescues. They have a lot of abused horses. Humans abuse these horses. And I've got horses, they're so scared, they think they're just scared for their life. And that you have to overcome that fear. And that can be very difficult. Just like an abused spouse or an abused child, you have to overcome that fear and gain that trust. And once you get the trust, now we can start building on that. Okay, now let's build a good relationship. The horsemanship is really, really good. So, okay, let's see. Again, any questions? Okay, I tell you what, I'm just gonna play around a little bit. How about that? And then I'll get to something in a minute. Bye. I'll just move him around. I've done this before with him. I like, good boy.
Quick question for you. You're talking about training the horse and getting them to do what you want them to do. So what's a good reward when they do what you want them to do? I have dogs and petting, of course, and food and treats.
I'm sorry.
I'm back here.
Okay,
Yeah.
why are you hiding back there? Are you
I'm not hiding.
Are you not supposed to be here?
I was just being comfortable, that's all.
Okay. And I'm sorry. Hang on. Here, you can stop now. Thank you. I know. I'm sorry, buddy. I forgot all about you. I'm sorry. The question one more time.
So as you're training your horses, I have dogs, obviously. Well, it's not obvious, but
I can hardly hear you.
what's your reward? What's a good reward for a horse when you're training them and they're doing what you want them to do?
Good question. So when they do something, what is the reward? What's in it for them? What's in it for them? Maybe this is going to sound a little funny, but in a word, love. In a word. Back to timing and feel. When I want a horse to try to teach a horse to do something, and assume we got that relationship, the horse trusts, I'm not going to hurt him, it's all good. I want you to do something. Okay, so let's say again, I want you to, well, what I've done, if I want to move your front end, I'm going to ask you in a very, very nice way, as soft as I can possibly do. Okay, and and you can teach a horse to do anything. Just pick a cue that you want to use to make the horse do something. So ask for a cue. It's going to be very, 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 very soft. Then, of course, a new horse is not going to have a clue what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do, I've got to add that pressure. So I'm going to start putting a little bit more pressure. I have this stick. So if I have to, you wait there. My favorite tool, and no, I don't beat horses. I only beat dinosaurs that get lost. And so I'll ask with body language. Like you see, I like to cue a horse just purely by body language. They're good at that, without touching them at all. But to begin with, they're not going to have a clue, so I'm going to do the cue, the body language, and then I'm going to start adding pressure. So that may be the cluck. That's a little bit of a warning, you're not paying attention. Then you can use these training sticks. I have spurs. I know people have a bad notion about those, but they're just a tool, use it the same way. Or a crop, or a spanker. I need something to increase the pressure with until I get what I want. So I start off, and just to give an illustration, soft cue, warning, hey, would you please move? Hey, would you please move? Hey, would you put, like that. Now I'm not going to whack a horse hard, but I'm going to start irritating the crap out of him until I get that, whatever it is I'm after. Here's the trick. Once I get just a little try, just a little bit to start with, cut it, stop it, and go back and love him. Go back and take all that pressure off. Carrots? I like apples personally, but they love carrots, but I don't use treats. You can use it for tricks, and they will learn with treats. I don't hand feed my horses because I don't want them, because they tend to get pushy. They think they got something in your hand. You put them in your pocket, they'll come up and start getting nibbly. I don't want that. Plus, I don't have to bribe my horse to do something. I just want you to do it because we have a relationship. Just do it. I don't have to bribe you. So, treats are good. They work. And again, especially the movies use them a lot. Tricks. So it has its use. But I personally don't reward with treats. I reward with love. Okay? That makes sense. So, okay?
One of the things that I like is if you watch horses alone out in the pasture, how does one horse communicate with the other? If you learn to do that, it's all about pressure and release of pressure.
That's a good point. That's a good, Skipper, you're full of ideas. That's why you're here, right?
So, Bolo, I have a question off of Facebook.
Okay.
It's from Amos Lowe. He's in Avon Park, and he is a follower of ours for several years now. And he wants to know, how does the horse act around other horses?
Amos, first of all, thank you for the question. I'm glad you're watching. Well, that kind of ties in with what Skipper just said. How do horses interact? Which, by the way, is the same way we need to interact with a horse. If you had the privilege or the ability to watch horses in their own domain, out in their pasture, or even better, wild horses, they communicate among themselves, and it's exactly the same way I communicate with the horses. A horse, an illustration, a horse is, the head horse is feeding. I'm having dinner. Another horse walks up. They got to figure out who's in charge. They have a hierarchy. Who's in charge? Walks up. The one that at least thinks he's in charge at this point, you will see him, probably the first thing they'll do is the ears will go back. That's not always an indication. Cow horses, their ears go back because they're focused on the cow. That's not necessarily true. However, most horses do. They really pin those ears. That's telling that horse they're communicating, not today. Now, if that horse is brave, says, hey, those ears don't scare me, and then so I'm going to keep trying. Well, the next thing, increasing that pressure again, the ears didn't work, the horse will more than likely reach around, maybe bite at them. You've probably seen it. Rah, get away from me. They'll turn around. Rah, that's level number 2, if you will. That's them talking to each other. I told you once with my ears, you didn't listen. Now, I'm going to give you one last warning. And that's with probably trying to bite you. And Now, if this horse is still feeling brave, so you know you don't look so tough, I think I'm going to keep trying. Well, what's next? And this is, you probably guys have seen this. Now that horse will turn that butt. And then what they have, now the pressure comes by starting to kick. And they'll start kicking. There's other ways. They can rear, but that's usually when they're playing. But they'll start kicking. And then they'll have a battle royale until one of the two backs down. And then whoever backs down loses. And then whoever wins is now in charge of that horse, at least for the day, that time being. And that's how they communicate with each other. What I want, what I don't want. That mare over here, sorry. They're very bossy, and they will tell you, they'll tell the horse. Do you have multiple horses?
I have two.
Okay, so you've probably seen this. And is she an alpha mare?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, those mares. You've probably seen this. She dictates. She can allow you to come in if she wants, and she's in the mood. No, I don't want you, but she dictates. And if you watch her body language, she'll talk to that horse, exactly. I talk to them the same way now. I don't have ears I can pin, so I have to use other body language. I don't turn to bite them. I don't like biting horses. They taste terrible. If you ever tried that. So can't bite them. And I surely can't kick them. That doesn't work. I can't kick that way. So I have to use other methods. So instead of the ears, I use body language. Instead of biting, I may use a finger or a more heavy body language, or kicking. There's my stick. If I kick them, I'll just start tapping until I get what I want. So that I'm simulating another horse talking to this horse in a way that they understand. That answer that. Come on, Skipper, wake up. Skipper, you're not going to go to sleep.
It's pretty comfortable here.
I can.
Two questions.
I can make fun of Skipper because he can't catch me today. I'm sorry, go ahead.
All right, we have two questions.
Yes.
We'll take them one at a time. So this first one is from Brenda Lovett. She's from Iacca City. She's been with Cowboy-up Ministry since almost the very beginning.
Hello, Brenda.
Her question is, my mare paws when tied to a trailer. How do I fix this?
Give him a job. When a horse is pawing, that's usually anxiety. They're anxious about something. There could be other things, but mostly anxious, okay? And we don't want that. That's not a good thing. So what I would suggest, well, first of all, the horse, just give them a job. Horses want to do something. Go out and make them sweat. Ride them a lot. When you got, I don't know about you guys, when I work hard all day long, the last thing I want to do is go home and start, I want to do something else. No, I'm just going to chill. Now my day's done. And so, number one, I'd say give them a job. If you can't give them a job, then wait. You have to rear around the corner because the horse will watch you. The horse will go, he'll watch you. You tell it, the horse will go, is he gone yet? Is he gone yet? Is he gone yet? And so if you're standing there, that'll be the little angel. Then when he's gone, they'll say, I think I paw now, he's not watching. Catch him pawing, unhook him, work him. Take him out, lope a few laps around the arena, around the pasture. Make them work on the ground, just make them go around you, work them. Make them work, time back up, repeat. Give them a choice. Would you rather stand quietly like you should, or would you rather go out and do a little work? I don't reprimand them. I'm not going to give them a reprimand. I'm just going to give them a choice. Uh-oh. We good? I'm going to give them a choice. Everybody still hear me? We good? So
Everybody's got their own idea about
Yep.
what is abuse to a horse. And, I happen to know some of these people, and they're not capable of going out there and riding them. Whether they're older, they're
Right.
injured, whatever. And I've seen a lot of good trainers, and their horses will be just like that. They're not going to paw. They're not going to waste any energy.
Right.
And if you go out there to their training barn and they're tied all day, they learn to.
Well-
When you're there, you better save your energy.
Am I still on? Can y'all still hear me?
We were doing
Back.
some adjustments back here trying to get that squeal.
Yeah, I'm okay with it, but okay. As long as you're right here. If you can't ride, maybe on the ground, give them a job. But
I mean, some of them can't do that. I
Okay.
mean, realistically, for some of the older people we have, they
Well,
really
if
can't do
they're
anything,
not-
just a pet.
Well, if you just got a pet, I guess I would say, why would he be tied up to a trailer?
That's a good answer.
You know,
Waiting for the farrier.
if you're just a pet, if you're just a pet, then be a pet. That's fine. You want them safe. You might want to hire a trainer or get somebody to just make them safe, which is one of my big deals. Make them safe. Number one, make them safe. Make them respectful. That's number one. Respectful, pay attention, and trust. Get those three things. You don't do anything else. Go out and be a yard animal. That's fine. Be a pet. They're not truly pets. They can, 1,000 pounds can hurt you without even thinking about it. So they're not truly a pet. But you can just have them out there as a companion. But keep them safe, but make sure they respect you when you do. Otherwise, so okay. Yes. You again?
I know, I'm sorry. I probably could do this all day with you.
Okay.
Here's that alpha mare.
There was another question.
Oh, wait, okay. There was one more online. I'm sorry.
There was, actually, I've got two more now.
Okay.
One more, the one that I talked about earlier, this is from Sherry Cox DeWalt.
Hi, Sherry.
She's here in Valrico, and she's been following us now for a while.
Good.
It's how long do you start when training? 10 minutes at a time, 30 minutes, several times a day, once a day?
Okay, good question, Sherry. Depends. I hate those answers. Really, really depends. Everybody has notions about when you start training a horse. I'll say you start training a horse the moment he hits the ground from mama. Okay, I trained 6 months old up to 30 years old. And so, but you can do that, but you have to use common sense. You can't work a young horse the same as you would a horse in its prime. You cannot work an elderly horse the same as you can a horse in its prime. So you have to adjust for those things. A young horse, their attention spans, 5 minutes, but you take that 5 minutes, maybe do it a few times a day for a young horse, and so let's just learn how to just do that, how to stand still, how to learn how to real basic stuff, and keep them, those sessions really short. The older horse, same thing. You don't want to make them tired. You can't work them that hard. Okay. Now your prime horse, in my opinion, they have about an hour's worth of attention for concentrated training. You can ride them all day long, but if I'm really trying to teach you something, really, and that's something you need to teach me, guy, got over and over. And again, that's another that gets into method, and not time for that. But an hour is about as long as I want to work a horse mentally. Now, physically, they may, depending on what we're doing. If I'm trying to teach flying lead changes, then there's a lot of running involved. If I'm only trying to teach you to stand still, then I can do that a little bit longer because I'm not wearing the horse out. However, mentally, and I'll be honest, right now we're about 40 minutes. Well, I've been here a little longer with him. He's mentally right now. He's on Facebook right now. He's like, he's wondering how long I gotta stand here and take this abuse. And so I give it roughly about, most horses depends, have about an hour attention span. I even break that up a little bit to get more success out of your training, but not more than an hour. Give them a break. Just give them not just physically, but mentally, give them a break. So I hope that answered that question. Okay, now.
So I'm just kind of piggybacking off of what Skipper said, but when
Are you on? We got a mic on over here?
Yeah, I'm here. So to piggyback off what Skipper said regarding getting a trainer, I have found the issue with trainers is they take your horse, they fix your horse, they bring your horse back, and if you don't know what they taught your horse figures that out real quick and goes, oh, okay, I'm back to my bad habits. So what do you recommend as far as that?
You have touched on a subject near and dear to my heart. But I want you on that spot right there. Right there. Thank you. There we go. Good. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to do a new video on this very subject. That's an excellent question. Me personally, as a trainer, and I used to do that. I've done it all kinds of ways, just like everybody else. And I've learned a lot from those all kinds of ways. If it's your horse, again, how many people have horses actually in here again one more time? So if it's your horse, it does little good. Now, I can break some bad habits. If he's rearing or bucking or kicking, I can probably fix a little bit of that. But if you truly want to get the horse where you want him, then you have to be involved. It does no good for me to take your horse and train him up. I get on him. I got tons of videos of me riding a horse. But that does you no good unless you know how I do that. The old saying is the person who knows how works for the person who knows why. So if it's your horse, then you need to understand why I do this to make your horse do this. Because I'm not there, I'm not going to move in with you. I don't know you personally. I'm not going to move in with you just to work your horse. So at some point, I'm going to get the horse to a point, then you got to take over. It's your horse. It's your horse. And now I'll be happy to take your money. Here's your horse back. 3 months later, hey, doing it again. I'll be right over, right check. And then I'll go over and do it again. I'll fix him. I'll leave. 3 months later, he's doing it again. Okay, I'll keep taking your money. Actually, I won't now. But that's the reason. I want the owner or whoever's going to be handling the horse. Back to my hour, I spend more time teaching that person than I do the horse. So when I am gone, you shouldn't have to keep paying me over and over again to fix that. Let me show you maybe what you're doing wrong, or what you can do better, or just simply a way to train your horse to get the goals you want to get out of that horse. But you need to understand, because you're the one spending that time on the horse 7 days a week, not me. I'm there every now and then. So does that answer your question?
Do you give your clients exercises to do with the horse while you're gone?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a key point.
Absolutely. What I generally do, and again, I get horses in all different levels. Sometimes I get called just to help teach a horse to load. They're a pretty good horse. They just can't load on a trailer. I'll do that. But if we're getting into a program, if you will, I start with the basics, and I'll show them the very basics. And then I say, can I know how to do this? So you practice that. Get that basic down. And I'll come back to you. And then if you have trouble, we'll fix it. And if you got it, we'll move on to the next thing. So if I teach you how to train your horse, then you won't ever need a trainer again to teach either that horse the same thing or a new horse you may get. You can do it. You can do it. How many people here, raise your hand if you feel like you're a trainer. How many, you got a trainer? 1, 2, we got somebody in the background. Who is that? Way back. Okay. So you train your horse? What do you train them for? What do you train them for? What's your goal? I'm sorry? Oh, here she comes with the mic. Anybody waiting online?
It's kind of a setup question, because I've told them if you water them, feed them, or lead them, you're training.
Well, yes. If you're around this horse, they're learning from you, good or bad. So say again.
Train them for respect and to do what I'm asking them to do, whether I want to just trail ride them or go out and work cows with them and do sorting, that type of thing.
Yeah, that's what you do, right? Excellent. I'll tell you what, I think all you guys are trainers. I really do. I think so.
We have another one online.
Okay, go ahead with online.
All right. Kingston Terry Barnes.
Who?
Kingston Terry Barnes.
Okay.
Sefner.
Sefner, all right.
How do you stop your horse from bucking and kicking out when she gets impatient? For instance, like when I'm feeding and I'm taking too long to get through the gate to feed, or letting her out to graze and taking too long to get the gate open. She comes close to kicking me as she's bucking because she's being too impatient when I'm not moving fast enough for her.
That can turn into a very dangerous situation. Again, I'll go back to the 3 things I want from this horse, and the first thing is respect. And again, without getting too deep in the training for time-wise, the horse does not respect her space, respect what she's asking the horse to do. When you get a horse that's misbehaving or bucking or biting or anything else, that's very disrespectful, and we teach them not to do that, number 1. Okay? I know it's hard to do sometimes, especially rushing through gates. That can hurt you very, very, very badly. So you want the horse to do or not do exactly what I want. When I'm around, I want you to do what I want or not do what I want. Okay, it's just that simple. That keeps you safe. And part of that is keep them out of your space, unless I invite you in. So if I'm away, if I don't allow that back end of this horse, an untrained horse, if you or a horse that's got a problem, to get that close, he can't kick me. So don't allow that to happen. Position yourself in a safer place. Teach the horse to be respectful, and that should fix a lot of your problems. So, all right, are we caught up?
Bolo, we've only got about 5 or more minutes or so, but I wanted to add a Bible verse. It's one of my favorite, Proverbs 3:5. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Isn't that what we want our horses to do? Trust us with everything. That's the same thing. But it says, and lean not on your own understanding. And that's so much. We want these horses to forget what comes natural to you. That green dinosaur is not natural. You know, lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. And, you know, training is training, whether it's us training horses or God trying to train us to surrender to him. It's all pretty parallel to me.
You are absolutely right. Let me just do this. Back to trust. But on this training deal, I want right now before I quit, I'm gonna do a little riding just real quick to end it. But how many people again think are trainers? Oh, you are trained. Okay. So, but I think all you guys are trainers. I want to put you to the test.
Who's got the other mic? If we turn it off, maybe it'll turn the hum off.
I want everybody. We can teach us. You guys can teach this horse something right now. I'm going to show you how. I want you to teach this horse to lower his head. So what I need you guys to do, and you can do it all together if you want, but say, Doc, lower your head. Doc, lower your head. And see, he's not paying attention to you. He's got to pay attention to you. Try it one more time now. Doc, lower your head. One more time. Try it again. A little louder. You guys aren't very good trainers, are you? Okay, here. Okay, let's do it this way. Let's do Doc, lower your head, please. Try that. Doc, lower your head, please. Okay, I'm gonna end with that, and I'm gonna write. If you want to do a little talking, Skip. Well, first of all, my fault probably. I'm gonna ride a little bit, Skipper. If you want to take over the microphone a little bit, and before I forget, thank you very much. Thank you so much for being out here. Thank you, Skipper, for having me out here.
Yeah.
Online people, thank you so much for watching. I know everybody appreciates you. Thank you so much for doing this. So. I'm going to ride him around a little bit. You can just enjoy but don't say buck. Shh, don't say buck.
Yeah, how about a hand? Like, when do you think you can come back again? How many of you'd like to have Bolo back again? Yeah. I've always said when I can't train, I want people that's better than me training, because I want you to keep coming back. So we're really excited about some of the people we got lined up that's going to train, and hopefully we can have Bolo back in a few weeks. But, you know, I just got to address this because it's part of who we are. Cowboy-up Ministry lost one of our own this week. Any of you do not know, Alan Robertson passed away this week from complications from surgery, and we don't know exactly when the funeral is going to be. Maybe next weekend, Friday or Saturday, something like that. But we'll put it on our Facebook pages when that's going to happen. But we just want everybody to be aware of it. You know, if you don't know who Alan is, he's the one that made the coffee and cleaned it up. He's the one that put the little donut stand, just putting them in boxes wasn't good enough. Alan always wanted things better. Alan always did the things. And one of the things that I loved about Alan is he didn't wait to be asked to do a need. He just went and did it. You know, he didn't ask, could he go buy a rat trap because there was a rat getting in our coffee mix. He just went and got a rat trap and got the rat. But he was always looking, and the big deal was it was a competition between the men who was going to get here first. You know, the restaurant don't open till 7, and they're going to be there to 7:15 because these men just want to serve. Alan was a huge military man, and one of the things that I think of Alan, and I always will, is his desire to serve. And that's a godly tradition, is to serve. Jesus said, I did not come to be served, but to serve. And there's just a lot of things. He was a one of a kind of guy. Very, very American. It was Alan that put up the flagpole. Bought it, went and got it, put it up. That's the kind of guy Alan was, and the example that he set for all of us to be. You know, he did so much. We actually had a workshop a few weeks ago, and Kathy made a list of a lot of things that gets done around the church, but nobody knows who does them. And it got so bad that if we didn't know the answer, we just said Alan. And if it wasn't Alan, we've got a breakfast club. It was somebody in the breakfast club that was doing it. And it was kind of, man, a touching scene this morning, because there were 7 of us that meet every Sunday morning at 7 o'clock, and I promise you, everybody will be standing in line at the door when they unlock it. We're going to be there early. That's what servers do. They're there early, ready to go in. And I think I missed last Sunday, but this Sunday, a couple of them come by and pick me up, so Kathy didn't have to get up and take me. And we get there, and we're so routine. It's the same group that sits in the same chairs every time. They already had Alan's coffee poured for him. What an example this man set for us. And, you know, we can be sad for we don't have Alan, or we can be happy for where Alan is. You know, one of the things that I always get, Aaron says, oh, I bet he's up there dancing with Jesus in his kilts. Now, to see a military guy in kilts, that just makes you laugh. But he was man enough, he didn't care if you laughed, because Alan was Alan. And Alan loved the Lord, and he loved to serve. And when we know more about it, we'll share that with you. But I wanted to remind you, because horse training is about reminding. Reminding. God is all about reminding us not who we are, but who He is. Because that's what makes the difference in all of this. It's probably good for my heart, because while I've been down with my knee surgery, we've been binge watching The Chosen. Has anybody not watched The Chosen? I mean, it is a video series of the life of Christ, reenacted about as good as you can do. And we just watch one after another, and Kathy says, can we do another one yet? You know, 10 o'clock, I'm done. But it kind of helped to remind me how Jesus saw things differently than we did. You know, we put human logic, and you can't do that. You know, I like to say, I don't know if Bolo's still behind me, Bolo, that we use human logic in an animal world, and it don't work. We use human logic in a spiritual world, and that doesn't work either. But I want to just leave you with a couple of Bible verses today to look at this from God's perspective instead of ours. Yeah, you know, this hurt me, and we're going to grieve, but we grieve and go on. But it's in Luke 11:25. Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life, and the one who believes in me will live even though they die. and whoever lives by believing in me will never die. You know, one of the ways, I don't like the word die. What does die mean? He did not cease to exist. He just ceased to exist on earth. But he's more alive right now than he's ever been. And when we get the grasp, and I think that's something that God may be putting on my heart, is I'm not preparing you to die. And that's where we should all be. We need to prepare it because we were not created to stay on earth forever. We were created on earth to do God's will, to love him and be his hands and feet and voice. And Alan was. But we were meant for eternity with God. And when we start understanding that, then what's harder than that is being prepared for the ones we love to die. And what that means is basically is just separated from them. Now, I've used to say this as a joke, but it's really, if I got a job horse training in Hawaii, you're not going to see me anymore. But you better not be mad for me. You better not be sad because my life is better. In the same way. Boy, if Alan could tell us something right now, it would say, hey, don't be sad for me. Yeah, I know. It's going to be hard for you because you're going to have to learn new things. You're going to have to learn all the different jobs Alan did around here that we're going to, well, Alan must have did that because nobody else is doing it. Or maybe it's cooking more. Alan did. He loved to cook for our men all the time. There's going to be changes that have to be made when people we love are no longer here. And one of the things that I've realized in doing funeral services that there's two types of it that cause a lot of grief. And one is a void. And if the more you're around somebody, the bigger that void is. And I mean, our breakfast club, that's a void. And that causes grief, and you got to go through it for those who have void. And then the other one is just the, you know, I wished I'd have spent more time with him. I wished I'd have done this. I wish I'd have done that. But none of that's going to bring him back. What he would say and what God would say, okay, you can grieve for now, but pick up and carry on. Follow the example that he set. There's one more Bible verse. Most of you will know it. It was Jesus was on the cross and he was talking to the thief that was on the cross. He said, truly I tell you today, you will be with me in paradise. And that's what I want to leave with you today. That is what our goal should be for every one of us, is to be with God in paradise. That should be our destination, our goal, our desire. It's not to do more here or be more here. You know, we can do that, but we need to be okay with the plan that God has for our life. And one day, our number will be called up yonder. And we need to be prepared for that too. So I'm just so proud of Janine, Alan's wife, sitting back there. Ben's in the class, his grandson. And lift these people up in prayer as we grieve and mourn with them. And we understand that he's more alive now than he's ever been. And that he's happier now. He had a lot of issues, medical issues, and he's pain-free now. So think about our role of how we go and look for the destination, our final destination. Because if we're not going in that path, maybe we need to change the path that we're on. But I want to thank you. Thank you again, Bolo, and we really do want to have you back. Let's pray. Father God, we thank you so much because you created Alan. You created Bolo. You understand pain. You understand suffering. But you are bigger than that. Lord, and we thank you that you told us to not lean on our own understanding, but to trust you, and you would direct our path. Lord, may we be focused on you and work on our relationship with you so that we might find the peace that only you can give. Lord, we thank you in advance for the healing that's going to come in everybody that's got a broken heart. that we can learn to walk in your strength, walk in your power, to be your hands and feet and voice, to be the salt and light in this world. We thank you. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, thank you.